What's up, studs? Canal here. Bulls on Wall Street. Guys, I had to start a new YouTube channel. I think some of my Trump memes had my other one shadow banned. Something weird was going on with that thing, but you guys know I love those. I love those Trump memes and those impersonations. But a lot of people can't handle that. So I started a new one just to test things out to see if maybe somebody was doing a little fugazi at me. But in the meantime, dude, market's heating up. We got FOMC on Wednesday. We got the JOLTS report. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. We got things to go. But look, I mean, in all shits and giggles, the market's hotter than a goose's caboose, right? You got trends. Dude, you got trends galore. So, you got all this kind of stuff happening over here. It's pretty cool, right? So the market's busting loose. We're still over all-time highs. Guys, I'm going to repeat this. As long as we're over these all-time highs, we can't be out shorting for fun, right? Can't be out shorting for fun. Can't be trying to guess what's happening. You can't think about economics, Biden, border, any of this kind of stuff that kind of creeps in your head. This is the main thing I get from my students. They're like, but the economy, it's like, what are you, an economist? Right? Like, what do you got, PhD in economy? Right? Like, who are we? We're just a bunch of geeks playing on our computer. The market's at highs, we respect that, all right? The SPY's at all-time highs, we respect that, all right? This is just how it goes. The cool thing I thought that happened today that we've got to be aware of is the IWM finally came out of its range. So it's been testing this range for a little bit of time. And man, it's a buenos, right? Like, this is like, it's been testing. First of all, the IWM has failed its gap. I can't even count how many days in a row, right? 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 days in a row. It's pretty cool, right? So, finally today, it broke through. One of the reasons why is that it friggin' didn't gap up, right? So we gap it up every day. Finally, today we got a weak open. So we went red to green. You got a nice trender. Man, these gap ups have been so aggressive. 1%, 1.5%, the first spikes, it's just, you end up with nothing on the table, right? The ATR on the IW is $3. You gap up 2 points, 2.5 points. You just not much meat on the bone. The other thing I thought that was important today was, the TLT had a really nice move, 1.15%, 1.15%. It's still in a downtrend, right? You can see the bone zone is still very, 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 very goofy McGee over here. Hold on here, so probably make this more like 25%. You can see here the bone zone is still red, but it's nice to have just a little bit of a relief bounce. It was starting to look like a bear flag. Now maybe it's turning into a bottoming, and we'll see kind of how it reacts around this area over here. We've got a nice, good God-fearing Christian level over here that we've been reacting to. And so let's see what happens over there, and if we can get it, then we're going to be good to go, right? If this thing can kind of break back through the 200-day moving average, I think that's going to be good. Now, the other thing is, look, we got the FOMC on Wednesday. A lot of this could be posturing. When you see risk on, in the markets like this, like some of this is just positioning, some of this is just positioning. The IWM had been, basing out, but now look, I doubt that the Fed cuts rates on Wednesday, but if they start to announce, hey, we are looking into it, right? Hey, we're looking into it. It's coming. That's what the market wants to see. There's some positioning going on into it. Like for me, right, as a retail trader, I would never want to position going into it because it's just a wild guess for us. We don't have the capital to, right, maintain the guessing game. But Wall Street does, of course. So, we've got ourselves something that's happening here, and we will have to be mindful of it, man. There's a lot of good-looking setups here, man. Let's just get into it, right? Let's get into it, man. Let's get froggy, man, because there's some good-looking stuff here. With the IWM popping like this, you don't got to sit there and trade Microsoft, right? Like, you can do other stuff. And I think that's pretty cool. So let's take a look here, baby. So we've got, man, I put this on the watch list. How many days in a row? Oh, Vera Wang. Every week open, guys. Every week open is getting bought up in this. Week open, boom. Right? Vera Wang. I don't think this is actually the clothing place, but, right, is looking like a Buenos, right? It's looking like a nice Buenos. Still, it's on day 3 of the move now. You got 3 big updates. So let it pull back, but it's got a good spot to it. Guys, UPST finally, right? You had the big trend, and then it dumped, and now you're holding at this 200-day moving average. Guys, you're holding at the 200-day moving average. Popped back over. Some MAs here. Bros, right? This is a Buenos. I think it's got a good look to it. We got a spot here. It's up 10% today. 10 million shares in volume. Like, that's a good, man, that's a good quesos right there, right? I think that one's got a lot of stuff here. Take this shit off. Old Zim here. It gapped up because it had an upgrade, a $20 upgrade, and then it faded off. That's going to happen. You can't gap up 10% on a damn upgrade. You can do it on earnings, all this kind of stuff, but you can't do it on an upgrade. So, bros, we got a 15 spot here, man. Red to green, push through the 15. I think we're going to be good. CVNA, this is also coiled up, right? Like, you've been retesting this 50-day moving average. Like, it's on fire, right? And now you got just compression, right? Stocks get their power from consolidation, from basing, from compression. And we've got that right here, man. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. It's a beautiful thing to see this thing. Let's see, right? The trend is still down, but if we get a little crossover here, that should take the bone zone and trigger along. It's looking buenos. Man, I love the look on this, right? It had a little sneaky end of day push. It popped up on an upgrade too, bastards. But, man, you got so much room to go on this. Look at the big base on here. So if you draw this back here, man, if this thing clears 30, bros and non-bros, of course, right? Like, we've got ourselves a hot spot. This is a weekly chart. It's looking buenos, right? It's looking beautiful. You got a good location on this. You don't even have earnings till, March. So I think that one's looking good. Guys, these crypto stocks are starting to fire. We had an epic, awesome trade in coin and some of these bad boys earlier in the morning, and then they faded off as they always do. Bitcoin's at 43,000. It nicked right under 40, and then it had a breakout pullback, basically, a little fake breakdown. These things are looking pretty good. Look, this one, man, I had so much of this shit at the open, and I sold it quick because, SQ never does a good ATR on it. But lately it has been 4%, 2.9. Look at this. Right off the gate, man. Right off the gate, this thing is going. So you got this big push, pull back into the 200, and then now you're ready to shred, man. That's great. That's got a good look. So does a firm here. Woof. You got the breakout, pull back. Man, you can't. That's a trend line break right here. Like, this thing's a former momentum. It's had a month to just sit and think about its behavior. It's been consolidating, thinking, man, am I going to break out again? And I think this is where we want to be. We want to be, if TLT can keep going up, if the IWM can hold, we need to be in this Affirm, CBNA, coin, basket of stocks. Net's got a breakdown. This is a week open, red to green. We got breakout right here at 87. Dude, look at this App Nation today, man. Confirmation. It pulled back it coiled up here. The 9 EMA really tightened up. Any weakness on this, man, you get a pullback at this at the open tomorrow. This is a big-time flat top breakout. You don't see 4 or 5 month long bases right now. If you think about like what everybody's doing, it's like everything looks like Microsoft, where it's just like, right, just like kind of trending higher. But look, these bases is what moves things, right? That's what we want, right? The bases is what moves things, right? Like if you think about NVIDIA, right? It was the base, right? When you come out of the base, that creates the explosion. And we don't have many of those right now. But big hairy Indy butt as this net is, you know, that's got a little something, something, right? Oh. And Tesla's been a remedy. I think we probably take that off the list. Alpine, man, I keep putting these biotechs on for you guys. I think that this whole sector is going to start firing off. There's a lot of good-looking biotechs here. You know, a lot of good-looking biotechs here. I think those two are probably a little bit lost in the. They're a little too extended now. But wait for the pullback. This snow, 210 tomorrow. Week open, show and go, break over 210. It's ready to party. Shop. Love this thing, man. Shop. Woo. Test. Nice little run into the close. It's ready to party. Uber is a daily trader at this point. Dude, look at this. Philip Van Heusen. I put this on the watch list yesterday. Nice little grinder on it. I think it's probably got a little bit more cheese left. SRPT 121 is the breakout. Docu 64 is the breakout. Lulu, watch this level right here. See this little 485? If it takes that out, dude, it's gonna shred. You know, AXP had an inside day after earnings here. She had earnings, and look at how narrow the range is right here. Guys, when you have like a wide-ranging day, then you really compress, you can get some good stuff that comes out of that. Dell Computers. Look at this bad boy, right? I think this is one's going after hours a little bit. Man, this 85, look, task. Man, that's the buenos. Yeah, I think you take Netflix off, too extended. Yeah, we don't want. I think we want to stick with these ones that are just getting coiled up. You know, Affirm, SQ, CVNA, S, Zim, UPST. Let's stick with these that are like still coiled up. Do not trade anything that's like day 4, day 5 of a move. I don't think it's worth it right now. Like, you know, you want to try to load up in like Microsoft or something. Like, what's the... Right? Like, what? Who are we kidding? Right? Do we really need to do that? I don't think so. Right? This is probably just too extended. Huge move. No getting around that. Huge move. But we don't need to be even a part of it. There's other stuff to play. Stocks get their power from consolidation bases. Remember, we got JOLTS report tomorrow. FOMC on Wednesday. Bros, we got things to do. We got people to do. Things to see, people to do. You know how it goes. Hey, smash that like button. I love you guys. Peace in the Middle East.